Hi, guys. Welcome back to Go Free Mind. Okay, let me ask you this question. Have you ever said yes when every part of you wanted to just say no? Simply because refusing someone would make you feel like you're a terrible person? There would be a heavy knot in your stomach, a voice whispering that you have been ungrateful or selfish. And how can you not think about that other person? Why are you always thinking about yourself? This feeling, this exact feeling, is called as guilt tripping. And today, my friend, I am going to share 9 signs that you are being guilt tripped. I'll also share real life examples from my readers, and I will explain to you why it works so well on kind people, and most importantly, some gentle, practical steps to stop it without any sort of shame. If you have ever felt emotionally drained by someone close to you, this video is for you. Trust me, I have. Let's begin. Let's start with what is guilt tripping exactly. So, guilt tripping is a form of emotional manipulation. Instead of expressing their needs directly, someone or these people will use guilt to influence your choice and your behavior. They will make you feel responsible for their emotions, their happiness, or their disappointment. Even when it is not your job, when it is not your responsibility to, make sure that they are feeling right or they are happy or they are not disappointed. This is very different from healthy guilt. If you've actually landed up hurting someone intentionally or unintentionally and you're feeling bad about it and you are feeling motivated to make things right for them, that is a healthy guilt. But this is not a healthy form of guilt. Guilt tripping is an external pressure designed to control you. It turns caring relationships into emotional minefields. Many of my readers describe this feeling as walking on eggshells in their own home. And a lot of the times, loved ones use guilt tripping to get what they want. Like, oh, even though they want something or they just want you feeling bad. Oh, you were nice to me, but you're not nice to this person. And this person felt so bad that you gave a gift to me, but you didn't give a gift to her. Even though that gift was meant for everyone, they will talk to you like this and they will guilt trip you and they will tell you that, oh, yes, I really like what you sent for me, but you didn't cover anything for this person, and this person felt really bad. And then you say that, oh, the gift I sent is actually for everyone. And they'll say, oh, no, but this person's tastes have changed. This person does not like this gift anymore. So they were feeling really bad, even though the person for whom you did not send a gift or whatever is not the one telling you this. Some other person is coming in the middle, guilt tripping you with these things. So basically, the point is, I'm just trying to explain to you that these are the scenarios that occur, and this is an external pressure that is designed to try and control you. Now, let's look at why guilt tripping works so well. It works well because it targets the best part in us, in our hearts, which is empathy, loyalty, and the desire to be a good person overall and to not hurt anyone intentionally or unintentionally. It tends to hijack, our natural guilt response, which is already there. An emotion that is involved to keep the social bond strong. When someone says, after everything I've done for you, you're doing this to me, or you did not do this to me, when the sentence starts with, after everything I've done for you, it starts to immediately trigger shame and obligation. Like, oh my goodness, you've done so much for me. And am I not even doing what's needed? Like that. Highly empathic people and people who are kind are actually especially vulnerable to this problem. In my work with my countless number of readers, I have seen how this tactic can slowly erode self trust and start to create a lot of bitter resentment in that person. In US, nearly half of adults experience psychological aggression, including guilt tripping. in case of intimate relationships. In South Asian countries like India and other places, family and societal pressure makes it even more common actually, with many people reporting high emotional control via guilt. Oh my God, I'm your mother. Why would I think bad for you? I have done so much for you. I carried you in my womb for 9 months. I spent so many hours in labor and for your delivery. I went through so much pain for you. So you should, you know, whatever. You can add in the rest of the parts. But the scary part, jokes aside, the scary part is that it's so subtle that people don't even realize that it's happening to them until they are actually burned out. Now let's look at 9 signs that you are being guilt tripped. So here are the most common signs. There may be some other signs also, but because I want to keep this video in a certain time frame, it is not possible for me to get through all the signs. When I do live shows and live sessions with in the channel, then we can definitely discuss more signs. So these 9 common signs are frequent reminders of past favors. After everything I've sacrificed for you, after everything I've done for you, I've carried you in my womb for 9 months. I have sacrificed my life for you, like this. Exaggerated disappointment or sighs. Heavy sighs. Yeah, fine. Or dramatic sadness to just make you feel like you are the worst person and you will feel so guilty after that. Playing the victim role, positioning themselves in such a helpless manner that you will start feeling responsible naturally. Silent treatment or passive aggression, withdrawing love, withdrawing talking to you, unless you start complying with their wishes. Unfair comparison. Your sister always helps me. Why can't you? Your brother has done so much for me. Why can't you? Like that. Bringing up unrelated past mistakes, like dragging old issues or things that may have happened eons ago into every single argument. Making you responsible for their happiness. Like, I'm only happy when you do this for me, or when you cook this for me, or stuff like that. Conditional affection. Love is only given when you are doing what they want from you. I actually had one of my readers tell me this that she had a fight with her parents, and after that, she was actually having a coughing fit after that, like right after the fight. No one came to check in on her. She even went to the basin and she puked out some blood. But again, no one came and asked if she's doing all right. Normally, her parents were very concerned, but because there was a fight, conditional affection came into place. So, love is only given when you do what they want. Calling you selfish for having boundaries. You have become so selfish lately. You only think about yourself. You don't think about your family. You don't think about your mom. You don't think about your dad. You don't think about your siblings, like that. Guilt tripping in relationships. So far, what I was talking about, it comprises of relationships, it comprises of family, it comprises of people at work, even. But this is specifically focused on relationships, which means family, romantic, or workplace. So, in family, it will be like I said, I raised you with so much of love, I sacrificed so much for you, and now you are too busy for me. Romantic. If you really cared for me, you would not need space and boundaries because what's the point? Workplace. I covered for you last time, so you owe me one. So you need to stay late for me or you need to do this work for me. One of my readers, I have obviously changed the name, let's call her Susan. She struggled with this in law guilt trips around cultural duties. So, and there was this other person who came to me, Ray. His friends used to use guilt about plans until he started setting firm boundaries. Fortunately, now their situations is vastly different from where they started when they came to me. So I want you to change your situation as well. So next question, is guilt tripping a red flag? Yes, it definitely is, especially when it's used frequently. It shows a lack of respect for the other person's boundaries. Now, how to deal with someone who is guilt tripping you? First, pause and name the feeling. This is guilt tripping. Say, tell them. Or you can just tell yourself that this is guilt tripping. Validate without owning the emotion. I see that you're upset, not that I have made you upset. And finally, use assertive scripts like I care about you, but I cannot take responsibility for your emotions right now. I hear you, but I need to do what is right for me as well. And make sure that you are holding that boundary consistently. Expect pushback, but stay firm. Now, how to overcome self guilt tripping? Sometimes we are our own biggest enemies. Many people internalize this and start guilt tripping themselves because they have been brought up in a culture, in a society where guilt tripping is so common that at some point of time, others don't even need to tell them that, others don't even need to guilt trip them. They're guilt tripping themselves. Counter this with self compassion, journaling, celebrate small wins. So, I have actually created a free guilt tripping response script and boundary checklist. The link will be there in the description. Please go through it and use it aggressively to aggressively deal with your guilt tripping problem. Now, when should you seek professional help for guilt tripping? If this problem has started affecting your daily life, your self worth, or it's causing constant anxiety, please reach out to a therapist. Please do not delay it. You can focus on art therapy, you can focus on trauma informed approaches, but the best thing would be to go to a therapist, lay out the problem in front of them flat and bare so they can help you. You deserve relationships that are built on respect and not on guilt. So start with one small boundary this week itself. If this video has helped you in any way, please like and please comment, I am done with guilt trips. And share it with someone who needs to see this. And please go ahead and download the free printable from the description and read the full article on the Guilt Free Mind blog. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you never miss an update about a new video. You've got this. Your peace matters. I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.